Hey guys, we're back here for some more standard. Currently Mythic rank number 66. And man, I just gotta report. So I didn't think the NAYAHUMANS deck could get any more absurd. Man, was I wrong. I was kind of jamming a bunch of games today on my laptop, so unfortunately those games have not been added to the data because I don't have access to Untapped GG. But I found that the red matchups were still really kind of an issue because they could just barely kill us before we could really get going. And so, or sometimes more than just barely. But so I really wanted to like reshape the deck a little bit so that it could deal with mono red. So after looking and discarding at, many different ideas, I arrived back with the adversary for 2 mana, the 3/1 lifelinker, Intrepid Adversary. And I gotta say, after playing with it, this used to be like okay in the deck before, but with the introduction of Catilda, let's just say that you haven't lived until you've had like a massive board with Catilda, and then resolve an Intrepid Adversary and give your entire team like +5/+5. It is just sickeningly gross. It just, oh my god, it's so great. Like, you have got to do this. It's so much fun. So yeah, Intrepid Adversary is completely bonkers in this deck now that you have access to like way more mana with Catilda. And basically, it hurts to admit this because the Hamlet Adversary, the guy that just gets huge with all the, the non-token humans you've got, is a great card. Like, if I could find a way to fit in this deck, I would do it. It's going really tall, and I kind of want to go really wide. And I had to make room for these adversaries so that I could literally live through the early game to get to the late game. I also brought back in Adeline, which is just a complete house. This is sort of a concession to, the vigilance is so important against like blue-white. It's also still really good against mono red aggro, and it's just like a value machine that just generates value. It's just, you all know why it's a bonkers card, so having it in the deck makes a lot of sense. And then kind of just wanted to make this deck like base white, find the most broken, nonsensical green and red cards and jam it in here. And the very best ones turned out to be Immodane's Recruiter, Torrens Fist of the Angels, and Catilda Dawnheart Prime. And everything else, sorry, there just wasn't room. So, you can look at alternate builds, and I'm sure there's great ones, but this is what I settled on. And I just gotta say, like, the interaction between like Torrens and Immodane's Recruiter is also just kind of filthy. Like, you play Torrens, and then you get like a Recruiter going, and that triggers a token, which then also gets pumped by Recruiter, and Recruiter has a higher power, so it also trains it when it just, oh god, it's gross. You've got to play this deck. It's so much fun. So that's the updates. Let's hop into some games. Also, like, I'm having so much fun playing this deck on ladder. Like, I haven't had this much fun playing a deck in a very long time. Like, it just feels so completely unfair. It's amazing. Yeah, it's wonderful. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. If you're new here, thank you so much for visiting my channel. I really, really do appreciate you coming and stopping by, and consider subscribing if you like my content. And for my dedicated viewers, you guys are the backbone that makes this possible. Like, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Okay, I have not seen this Enigma Jewel thing before, so maybe this is some sort of weird, crazy combo, but I guess we'll just get into it. All right, so the plan here, I think, instead of going just Catilda right out of the gate, I think we're going to do reinforcements end of turn and then set up for Knight Errant. We could also just go Adeline depending on what they do. So yeah, I think this turn is pretty straightforward. Like I said, we could get Adeline going. I just kind of want to go big with Knight Errant here. So I think that's what we're going to do. Like, while we've got the ability to do it, let's just do it. Oh, you know what? I could have reinforcements. That was a mistake. I should have played reinforcements into Knight Errant to have even more guys. So, my mistake there. I think we want Thalia here because I don't know what kind of nonsense they're going to have. And then I think Adversary is great because we've got the Catilda nonsense. Vanguard's also really good, just sort of in general. I think let's go big. Let's go for Adversary here. Because like if we draw a land or if we get Catilda going, this can just get out of hand. But yeah, we should have this other reinforcements in play. That was a mistake there, so. Also, guys, like, when you're watching, if you see, like, either play errors or if you see, like, better lines of play that I don't see, like, I'm not perfect. So if you see something, put it in the comments. Like, this is kind of a service to everybody just to be able to have, like, the best experience with this deck. So, I do not mind. If you see something I don't see, please say something. Okay, we did draw the land, so that's pretty sweet. And I think, yeah, let's just kind of... We could keep going big here, but because they're blue-white, they're probably going to, like, board wipe here pretty soon. So I think we just want to push for some damage this turn. And we'll just kind of keep it a little bit, like a lot of stuff in hand and not just, like, vomit out our hand here. So here they probably like tap the 5/5. Sure, okay. I think they're just trying to buy time so they can wrath the board, to be honest. But if we can like draw into Imidane's Recruiter or something like that, we can just totally go nuts. Okay, so they're not pushing anything out. Either they don't have a Wrath or they don't have the mana. Either way, we're happy. So I think we just kind of do the same plan here. The other play here, we could do Thalia, which I kind of like because... Let's see, actually, they don't even have mana for Wandering Emperor here. I think maybe we just go Thalia this turn. I suppose if we Adversary and they do nothing... They die, but like they can tap some stuff down. So let's play it. Let's kind of slow roll it a little bit here. And then we can have like end of turn reinforcements into like next turn Adeline or some kind of nonsense. Okay, so they're saying no to that. That is unfortunate. So I think we just kind of stick with the original plan here, just end of turn reinforcements into big stuff next turn. Now we just push for like 8, which is fine. We're trying to just like get the depopulate or whatever nonsense they're gonna do. Sure. Okay, so here I think we go, we just go Adeline. We could, I suppose, we could go Adeline into like Knight Errant. That actually wouldn't be the worst. But I do want to get an attack in, so let's do Adeline, and then maybe just like hold the rest. Just be like very, very kind of slow rolly here because they still have a bunch of cards. They could have another Wrath. But basically, we just want to like keep presenting big boards so that they've got to deal with it. And I don't want to commit anything else here to the board just yet. Yeah, so there's like the next Wrath. Like eventually, hopefully they will run out of Wraths at some point. Okay, now I think we go big with Torrens. So we can go like Torrens into Catilda. And that feels pretty good. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Let's actually untap here. Start working some value. Then like next turn we can do like a big adversary to like push for a lot. We're a little bit short of Knight Errant, but I think that's okay. And like hopefully they're starting to like run out of juice. Like this kind of deck is known to have like infinite board wipes, but hopefully they will finally run out of juice at some point. So now I think we try to commit for adversary and see if we can get there. Let's see, I'm actually going to tap it like this to begin. Actually, let's see, let's do it. I want to leave the Mirrors open in case they like hard counter it or something like that. Just so we can do like end of turn nonsense. Okay, they are allowing us, so let's go for it. So that's double pump. Do we want to go triple pump? This is pushing enough for lethal, so this will be a 4-4, 3-3, and a 3-3. I guess we could do one more, and that way we can like go on over the top of that, which I kind of like. So I think I'm going to go one more here. And then I think let's offer the attack, and they're probably going to tap us down. I guess they're allowing it. So that tells me they've probably got like Wandering Emperor. So maybe we just want to go veteran and do like a super big push next turn. Yeah, I think... On the other hand, like, do we hold veteran in case they have like the board wipe? I guess that's possible. So I think maybe we do walk into it and just hold some stuff in our hand. Like, it's not ideal, but it is what it is. Okay, so yeah, actually they had the Wandering Emperor blowout here to make this a 5/5 first strike. So, yeah, I guess we could have gone with veteran, but I think we have enough value here that it is worth considering not like completely committing in case they've just got another board wipe. Okay, yeah, now they're going for the Intrepid Adversary. I forgot they could tap at main phase there. That's pretty nasty. So now I think we just try to refill with Knight Errant. Yeah, so like hindsight there, it would have been much better to play the veteran to get some more creatures going, but this is like a weird, delicate dance because it's like, how many wraths do they have? So we could like Myrics here for a token and then play Veteran to like do like search for the full 5. But I think it's better to just do it for 3 so that then we'll have more mana to use for like Catilda. So let's try that. Let's start with Veteran here. I think now we kind of need to play our hand out, unfortunately. We're just kind of out of gas. So let's tap. Let's leave ourselves the option of Myrics later. So let's maybe go like Battlefield Forge and maybe like one of these. Oh, whoops. And then we're going to Convoke. And I've made the mistake here where it like gives you the option of tapping for mana or Convoking. You want to Convoke, because otherwise it doesn't like search for that level of creature. Okay, so we can just pick up complete gas here. We can do Adversary. I think we definitely want to do Recruiter, because Recruiter is amazing. Like Recruiter plus Copper Coat is nice if you don't have that much mana, but we can also go Adversary here and have it do a whole lot. So I think we do like a little bit of each. Like Adversary got so much better in this deck, it's not even funny. Like it's hilarious. And now I think we just go for the Trained Troops here, just to like ultra set up. So now they need to board wipe this turn, or they die pretty much. I think that there's like maybe a small chance they could live through this, but it's looking grim. And like I love this deck so much because it's like we have like this insane of a board after 2 full board wipes, which is kind of nuts. Okay, I didn't see what they played another Braided Net, sure. Okay, so they drew a bunch of cards, but they can't board wipe this turn since they haven't got the mana. I guess they could, like, temporary lockdown, which would suck. That would suck a lot, actually. Yeah, their Braided Net is really nasty, though. It's definitely a great card in their deck, for sure. So now I think they're considering whether to gain life off like the Night Error or something like that. Sure. Okay, I think they're completely cashed on mana, so we have like a 1-turn window to make this happen, because they almost certainly have a board wipe. So they can tap one thing down. I guess they have 1 mana with a treasure token, so maybe they have like Elspeth's Smite. So we should like consider that also. So I think, let's see, if we have 4/7, we can go like Adversary, Pump plus Immodanes, and I think that's the move. Let's see, actually, let's tap it slightly different here. So we just single pump and then do Immodanes. We don't have quite enough to play Warden also. Okay, and then we'll decline. going to push for as much as we possibly can here. So let's see, they can tap this down, block 1. So we're still hitting them for 4, 8, 12. That should be lethal, unless they've got... they have access to 1 mana here. But even if they have 2 answers, I think we're still killing them. Unless they can, like, kill adversary. Yeah. That'll do it! God, I love this deck. Oh, it's just everything that I want in a deck. It's like hasted nonsense, crazy huge boards, big dumb humans. Yeah, I love this deck. And again, if you guys are new, if you're just seeing this for the first time, in my description, I will have a link to the deck list and also a link to the budget version of the deck list, which is only made up of commons and uncommons. So if you don't have any rares or mythics to craft yet, you can still kind of get started, which I highly recommend. But yeah, like adversary, like in the traditional Boros deck, was like middling to like kind of bad. And in this deck, it is like absurd. Completely absurd. And also against like mono red, like we play this on turn 2 and don't even care. Because like we just want to like survive. That's this guy's whole job, is to just like take a bullet. Ideally like block something, but like if they spend like a lightning strike on this or something, or okay, so Invasion of Tarkir is like the shotgun nutlow, which is the absolute worst thing for us to happen to us. Invasion of Tarkir is just like the one red card that just beats all white decks. So hopefully we can avoid just losing to that. So I think now, because you're going to be coming at us with a 2-2, probably enough to like try to flip Invasion, which we really don't want to have happen. I think we want to set up like more mana with Torrens. So I think the play here, I think we go like Catilda plus Warden this turn. It's not ideal, but yeah, Invasion of Tarkir is like the answer against, well, really any other creature deck. So our hope here is kind of like that they can't quite flip Invasion. If they do, it's awful. I also don't know if we can really block here though, because if they just blow us out and kill our creatures, like we have to like reset again, and it's so awful. So this is tough. Like if they have Monstrous Rage, they just flip this. Like there's so many ways that they flip this. I think the play here, we need to delay this card being flipped. So I think we throw a Warden at it and try to keep Catilda for the mana and hope to like either draw into like a mana or something. We can get going with Torrens. Yeah, because if they flip this, it's like that's it. If we double block, they'll just use some removal, I guess, on like one of our guys. But maybe that's okay. So maybe it is better to double block here. I'm just really kind of unsure. Yeah, I guess I'll single block it just to kind of delay, because we just need our mana so much. So again, this is tough. I think the play here is just Catilda plus Adversary without the pump. Just to get bodies down so we can start doing something. Oh, and actually the auto tapper tapped, unfortunately. Actually, never mind. We would have had to take a pan, so that's fine. But yeah, Invasion of Tarkir is just like, is such a problem. Thundering Rider doesn't make it any easier. Yeah, I think, God, we might just be dead. We can like delay this here by like blocking with Catilda. But how do we get to like a winning position? If this flips, I think we do just lose, like on the spot. So I think we have to delay. I mean, blocking here is like no different than if they like flip it and like, I guess they'll start doing damage to our face, but we have to not block here, unfortunately, and just try to get something going. We're so far behind, we're probably just dead. Like, yeah, Invasion of Tarkir is so good against us that it's very, very hard to come out of a win with it. Partially just like with like the nature of the deck. So you just have to go big before they get their invasions. It almost seems like. And I think, unfortunately, most red decks are running 4 copies of Invasion, which is probably right. But there is like no other card in red that I am as worried about as Invasion. Okay, that's pretty much gonna do it. Yeah, that's basically it. I think when I was playing mono red aggro, like all of my best games against mono white or decks like that was when I drew my Invasion of Tarkirs. There's like no better answer that I can think of against like other creature decks. All right, gonna name human here. Let's just get Catilda going, I think. Could do Vanguard, I suppose, but I think we might as well get Catilda going. Like, if it doesn't die this turn, it allows us to go like, okay, never mind, they're gonna kill it, but we would have been able to go Recruiter. I guess, like, very theoretically, we should have attacked first and then played it. Yeah, that's a super nasty card against us right now. The one thing we can do is we can make it a little harder to target our stuff, so they've got to pay a mana. At the very least, they have to pay a mana. Guess they've just got it all. At least we're able to get full value out of Recruiter here. Surprised no attacks there. They could have pushed through a sleeper, but I guess they didn't want to. So I think we just start searching with Officer here. And just start trying to build up a board a little bit. Adeline looks great. Man, these Life of Toshiros are so nasty against us. They are just a complete house. And now we can start working on Warden, kind of getting that going. And I think we'll leave Adeline back to block as an X4. Man, they just have nothing but gas. Okay, so we can at least scry away some of these lands. We're going to take a bit of pain here, but I think it's necessary to try to get something going. They do appear to be mono removal. Wow, they didn't even attack. That was just... Okay. Now they're pushing. So yeah, I think we just take out a Toshiro here. Nothing too exciting. We could also get rid of Sleeper, but that does take out both of our creatures. This thing can grow and be a problem, so maybe it's worth it. So I'll start drawing cards off it. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's better to just trade a Sleeper here, like while we still can. We could just play Recruiter here, even though, like, I mean, we're so far like behind, but having an extra body will have this be a 2/4, so we can at least like profitably trade or profitably block Underdog. So I think maybe we just play this out, even though it's super underwhelming. Okay, now very glad that I did. Yeah, I think we're just... These memories of Toshiro were just super nasty this game. Yeah, Mirix is not going to do it. I think, yeah, they've got 5 land to our 9, so we could have used a couple extra creatures. But I think 21 sources, like, it does feel right for this deck, so I think this is probably going to do it. Okay. Yep. That'll do it. Thing is, like, I want to show you guys the wins and the losses just as I play it, so, you know, you don't get kind of a bloated view of the deck, but also just that I'm just as transparent as possible. I do have faith in this deck. I absolutely love it, but those were some tough beats. And also, like, if you guys have, like, what you think is a better build here, like, for instance, in that game, you know, it's possible that having, like, the Hamlet adversaries would have been better as, like, really big going tall targets. So just kind of a matter of, like, what your plan is, what you want to do. The other thing is, with the change in the deck, I did take out some value cards. Like, I took out the Kellens, which are fantastic, and, like, it just, you know, part of the reason that I wanted to do that was to be able to stand up to mono red a little bit better. So I think a little bit of it is just kind of choosing how you want your deck to operate in what best configuration. So if you guys have, like, builds that you like more, you know, post them in the comments. Would love to hear them. Okay, so here I think we want to go Thalia to slow down their nonsense, because they're going to have, like, a bunch of spells to, like, buff this up. We want to minimize that. Thalia is, like, one of the best cards against this deck. Okay, unfortunately they got there. This is going to be rough. We want to get Torrens going, but we also need the extra land. So I think we go like Catilda into Torrens. Actually, let's see. Yeah, in order to do that, we want to go white, green. So we'll need the green for Torrens. So hopefully they don't have to like just kill us here. Okay, so that's 12. Wow. Yeah, so I think we're just dead here, because even if we block here, we take 11 from that, plus another 2. Yeah, that's just it, unfortunately. Whew, tough beats. The Picnic Ruiner deck is definitely a deck that can just get like right off the ground super quickly. It is super nasty. Another deck like that is the one with the the other double strike. I guess it's the same deck really. It's just the 1/1 double strike that connives. There's like a red-white version of it. But yeah, Picnic Ruiner and that guy just, oh. So I think that deck and Mono Red are both fast enough that they do go under us, and that's part of the reason why I put in all the lifelink. And so could try to put in even more, but it's at some point it's just difficult. Blocking that 100% of the time. We're just going to go reinforcements end of turn here, and then go into Knight Errant. I can't believe they allowed us to trade with that. That's amazing. We are not blocking Feldon. Now, super happy to just go into Knight Errant. Yeah, I think if you can resolve Knight Errant on turn 3, you have a much better chance of holding off Mono Red. I think because it's Feldon here, we don't block. Like, we'd rather race than try to give them extra card value by letting them use their Monstrous Rage to blow us out. And we're at high enough life that we can afford to do that, I think. Yeah. Okay, we want to get Adversary going. I think maybe tying down their mana is more important, though. So I think we go like Warden plus Thalia here. And now that we've got Thalia, even if they have Squee next turn, we don't really care. So I think we're just going to shove here and just start racing. And like next turn we can go Recruiter for a whole bunch. I think even if they have land, like because we have Thalia, we don't care. So we can just block Feldon with no downside. Because they can't play any spells off 1 mana. And this should do it either way. I mean, I think it's the same, really. It'd be 2, 4, 9. Yeah, they're dead. Either with Adversary or with Recruiter. The other nice thing about having 4 adversaries in the deck now is that we've got so much redundancy for like pump. Like we have I think 12 cards that pump. Actually, 15 if you consider the Catildas. So like a quarter of our deck pumps our entire deck, which is just really synergistic, and I love it. So I know that like the other day we had a small sample size, but going 6-0 felt so good. Like this deck is a great deck. I do have a lot of faith in it, and I think there is maybe like a more perfect build, but I'm really liking where it is right now. But we'll check the stats at the end of the session here and just sort of see where we're sitting. It'll probably normalize out a little bit. Yeah, fortunately, we haven't got removal for Omen Hawkers. They might go infinite against us here. I think it's some sort of crazy infinite combo, so instead of going for life here, I think we just go straight damage. Yeah, so I think we could go Catilda here. Yeah, I guess maybe we go Catilda this turn and then play out another creature. Since we're going to have access to better mana, I think we can use Mirrex this turn safely. So we'll go like Catilda into probably Veteran. I guess they are showing us a little bit of stuff here, so maybe we go Veteran first. Now we can just like set up for like a big Torrens or like Knight Errant and just go and find so many different ways to win. I mean, if they're going to trade Omen Hawker, like, I think this is some part of some weird, crazy combo. I think I am happy to trade here. Yeah, Omen Hawker plus Grifter is pretty nasty. So we can go Torrens. I kind of want to get Knight Errant going. Like, we can't quite go Torrens into Knight Errant. I think we're a little short because we'll have 4 guys. Actually, no. Yeah, we're still a little bit short. So we can go Recruitment Officer first into Knight Errant and then set up for next turn. But I think it was worth blocking their Omen Hawker just to make Hypnotic Grifter a little bit less dangerous. Guess we've got enough mana that like Reinforcements is maybe just better than Warden now. We're not worried about like flying over the top. So I think we want to go these two. And then maybe next turn we like go search again with Knight Errant to try to find the actual like plus and haste nonsense. Although we've got Adversary and Catilda, which is already just silly. There's so many different ways we can do this. I guess let's start with Torrens because it's fun. So I think we want to make sure to leave our potential red open in case we need it. I guess we're probably not doing that this turn, so maybe it's okay to not use the, or to use the red this turn. So yeah, we'll just go Torrens here. Now we can go reinforcements. Sure. And I guess now we could just do the other Knight Errant. And that feels pretty good. Yeah, I guess let's just grab Knight Errant plus Adeline. We just have like a super crazy huge board. Then we could pump adversary next turn for 1 billion. Okay, training grounds, that's what I was worried about. So this is the grifter thing. But yeah, we just basically vomited out our hand, which felt great. Let's do one more game. And like one of the considerations with the deck, like I have it kind of like with a split build right now with like 2 Adelines and 2 Taurens against any kind of grindier matchup or like control-y matchup. I mean, well, Adeline's always busted, right? But Taurens just goes completely off the rails against a deck where it has like a tiny bit of time to set up. But against like Picnic Ruiner and Mono Red, you don't actually have that luxury. So if you have like a heavy field of like Mono Red and like get their Picnic Ruiner like cheat decks that just like cheat out wins on like turn 3 or 4, maybe flip those out for just 4 copies of Adeline just to have it really straightforward. I think you want to keep Catilda in because Catilda like gives you so much more mana. You can just do so much nonsense. Oh, I think this is that same mono black deck here. Maybe it's even the same player. Okay, so I guess we just go Vanguard here. But yeah, Life of Toshiro Umezawa is pretty nasty against us. I think here we actually just need to like get some life going because we are going to start losing the life battle. And they've just got the perfect Liliana here. Alright. I think we just... They could have like another edict effect here, I guess. So maybe we go like veteran into veteran to try to buy ourselves a little bit of time. And then like Adeline after that. The thing is that like... I suppose Adeline holds back 2 damage if they don't do that. Yeah, so maybe we do veteran first. If they have another memory, it's rough. But I mean, they could have so many cards that are rough here. The nice thing is that the Phantom can keep Liliana off of sacrifice mana.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I think in this specific place, I think we actually cut the recruiter. It doesn't really line up well with their board, and we're nowhere close to having 5 mana. Although I suppose actually, man, if we kept the recruiter, I suppose we could have killed Liliana, so that was maybe a mistake. This way, though, I guess the way they're attacking, like we just take the damage and then play Adeline, and we can still kill it. So we did sort of luck out there. Now, if we do this, are we taking lethal next turn? They hit back. We can't block here. So like we like block there. We're taking like 5. It's not good, but getting Liliana off the table is super important. Although I suppose here, if they make us discard, we have an extra Torrens to discard, so maybe that's okay. Instead of like wasting our veteran, like we might need this veteran to like not die. So I think actually here maybe the play is to just single attack it with Phantom, since we've got 1 Torrens we can get rid of. And we need the extra life here from veteran.
You couldn't be more annoying.
It's like a very weird specific spot. I feel like they have cut down and they like are trying to find a... Okay, so much for that. That was a beating.
We all have things.
Although maybe there we should have sacked the Knight Errant, since getting that mana is going to be super hard, and we might have to like fight through two separate Torrens here. Because now like they just kill whatever we play. So yeah, I think let's see, we probably go veteran here just to soak up their Liliana. It's not ideal. And now I think we throw away the Torrens, even though it's crazy value, because we can use Knight Errant to go find some more stuff. And we just don't have the breathing room to play the Torrens. Let's see, let's tap Mirrex. Oh man, it tapped not in a good way, so it didn't matter, but like I wanted to tap so we had the Cavern of Souls open. So we whiffed here, which is unfortunate, but we're not just completely dead. We're very close, but okay, now we're pretty much dead. Yeah, because they just attack and that's it. So mono black appears to be a problem. All right, let's have a look at how the stats are matching up. Okay, so after today's set here, we're currently at 9 wins and 4 losses, so 69% win rate, which is closer to sort of what I expected. We had an amazing run yesterday, and there were significant changes to the deck. So, you know, it is worth looking at. Do you want to build the deck to try to survive like the red matchup, or do you just want to like concede that and maybe just try to focus on more value? So, like, there's a lot of things you can do here. You can put in cards like a Hamlet Adversary, which again is just helps you go huge. So yeah, here it is, our Hamlet Vanguard, excuse me, where it gets 2+2+1/+1 counters for every other non-token human you control. So like you can play this as like a 7/7, a 9/9, and 11/11, and it has word too, so it's crazy huge. Torrens is like super powerful, but you need breathing room. So maybe it just like in the final analysis just isn't good enough because like you don't have breathing room, like you never have breathing room, and maybe this is just a better pick. So that's a consideration. The other thing is, you know, maybe you run cards like Finding Room for Kellen. Like Kellen is crazy good. It's just value. You just like tap and you draw cards. It hurts so much to cut it from this deck. So maybe this deserves a spot back in the deck. What I will say is, you know, there are games where Torrens just feels like absolutely insane. Maybe it's just too much to ask because you never have breathing room. You always have like your back against the wall. So, but Catilda, this card is nuts. You saw what it did, like giving us all the mana to just do like crazy nonsense with Adversary. So I think Catilda probably stays. Torrens, I'm not so sure. I know Adeline is amazing, and yeah. At any rate, put your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I would love to see other variations of the build, and tell me the success that you guys are having with it, because I feel like this is very much like a community effort. Like, you know, I listen to your comments. I love your feedback, and I just want to thank you guys for being here. So we'll see you next time.